through love, the poets tried to work against each other and tried to produce great works of literature. My friends, that is how Tamil literature came into existence. And in one such song, Bohanada sings about Palami, Balam. It's not only strength, Palam also refers to a weight. So you should know in what context it's being used. Otherwise you'll completely misunderstand everything. And the Siddhas were great masters. For example, now many of you people are doing such a lot of construction work in this La Mirada, California Babaji Sangam. Everywhere can you carry all your tools. Suppose I want to measure something here and there. See, I'll have one jan and then moonu varakadai. Immediately. You can have your lead pencil right on your earlobe. This is your measuring tape. Works. Exact measurements could be made. That is how they had what is called simple instruments and great constructions in Tamil Kriya Siddhanta. So you got different methods. For example, I am glad that the people are switching on to the metric system. It's much more easier to calculate. And the Siddhas always try to place emphasis upon this. And particularly in a tropical climate like India, where you sweat all the time, do you mean to say you can wear what is called a t-shirt, then a waistcoat, and a coat, and an overcoat, and then go and work on the ladder? Finished. You will die of pulmonary tuberculosis. And you find people are working with all sorts of heavy garments. It doesn't make any sense. It is very important to have minimum amount of clothing and do the maximum amount of work. So a simple living and high thinking and great achievements is characteristic of Tamil Kriya Siddhantam. So there is a weight measure called V-Shai. It is called Vis in Tamil. People distorted V-Shai. And in every V-Shai was divided into 5 parts. And in every 1/5 of V-Shai we had 8 palams. So now 40 palams makes one V-Shai. It's very important for you to understand these terms. If you simply try to take an ordinary and try to go book on dictionary, try to Palam means to strength, means it has nothing to do with strength here. It deals with the weight measure. And this Siddha is very specific. He says, take 1 palam of that herb, of the ingredients, and add it. You must have only 1 palam. This is very important. 3.2 pounds is equal to 1 V-Shai. For the benefit of those people who are interested. So when the Siddha says you must add 1 palam, not 1 padam, 1 palam. When you say palam, it is a weight. When you say padam, it is a fruit. See how you can easily, suppose a Siddha comes and says, add 1 palam, you go and buy a fruit and add to it. Finished, gone. All your herbal formula will go to dogs. And that's the right road to kill your patient. So please understand what you are doing. Try to learn the Tamil language the proper way, phonetically. Then palam is palam and padam is padam. You won't get confused. So the Siddhas, you can easily think about it, thousands of years back, they were so specific as to how much you should add. I like you people to follow the footsteps of the Siddhas when you prepare some food. Yoki, we don't have time. Talking through the nose. Yoki, we don't have time. So want to prepare the 6-taste, balanced, nutritious diet? Take a handful of cumin seeds and these things in, a handful of coriander and put it in like this. Add some, boil it up, bring it in, put it to the table. Then what is wrong with it, Yogi? Everything is wrong with it. That's not the way to prepare food. Every spices should be added in the proper amount, in the proper place, to the proper vegetables, and then it will be nice. When you people try to cook rice, what happens? It becomes a glue. Because you do not follow the instructions which is given there in the great art and science of Indian cooking. So the Siddhas are very specific. Whether you want to practice yoga or the herbal system of medicine, or we will discuss the question of literature, or humanities, or arts, or sciences is immaterial. You must be very specific. That is exactly what you have to learn in these verses. Don't think for granted merely because you have practiced yoga for a few years, you have studied some Tamil, don't think you can afford to sit and criticize the verses of the Siddhas. So the Siddhas were specific in what they spoke about. These verses clearly gives us an indication how well advanced was Tamil Kriya Siddhanta civilization in the bygone ages. They were far, far ahead of the modern times. Let us fervently hope and pray that the remarkable developments taking place in the different sciences and arts and humanities will enable us to understand the glory and greatness of Tamil Kriya Siddhantam, including the verses of the Siddhas like Bohanada. So let us try to chant this verse of Bohanada and try to pay homage to him. வாருக்கள் இந்த வெள்ளை வாங்கியே பழமை வைத்து தேரு நல்வீரந்தானும் சேர்த்தரை பழமை கூட்டி கூறுக்கள் ஆகாரம் சுண்ணம் கூட்டரை பழமுமா ஒக்க வாருகள் சார சுண்ணும் மதுவரை பழந்தான் போடே. So he tells you how you should try to mix the different ingredients on the basis of Palam. Uru Balam, Iru Balam talks very clearly. And if you try to do it in the proper proportion and able to produce a herbal medicine which can both cure and prevent diseases. The greatest disease that we have is the disease that pertains to the spiritual plane. What is exactly the disease that you have got there? Restlessness. Being goaded repeatedly by the ego. That restlessness cannot be cured by any drugs. That restlessness does not respond to any surgical procedures, but it responds to the yoga of Shanti and peace, which is embedded in the great Shanti mantram. Aum Shanti 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 Shalom Shatnam Shadu Tavoyum Am Spread Swami Kami Amen Amen Auman Sela Umasaji Yoshakano.